So those of you who cannot be with us today in the audience will be able to watch it on our AARP YouTube channel. Click, got it? Okay. If you are not familiar, AARP is the nation's largest nonprofit, nonpartisan organization dedicated to empowering people to choose how they live as they age. With nearly 38 million members and offices in every state, AARP works to strengthen communities and advocates for what matters most, with a focus on health security, financial resilience, and social connection. Today's program focuses on financial resilience, which is part of our age-friendly social change agenda. Please notice the disclaimer. This presentation is intended to provide general guidance, not specific legal or financial advice. Individual circumstances may differ and should be taken into consideration before acting. Consult a professional for advice regarding your personal situation. So, who is in the audience today? And by the way, if this is your first time joining us, we have some interesting trivia questions that you will want to answer later that our speaker will give us all the definite answers to. So please take time to answer the trivia questions as you see them. So who's in the audience today, Vince? Who do you see in the chat?
Wow, Jacqueline, we have over 350 participants today, and I'm amazed to see people from all over California. We've got a bunch from San Diego and a bunch from the Los Angeles area. We've got Dee from Atlanta, Mark from Covington, Kentucky, and Ronnie from Roseville, California, Elena from Escalon. We've got people from all over the country. It's amazing.
Oh, that is wonderful news. I'm especially on a topic like this today. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining us. Happy New Year. We hope you had a wonderful holiday. Let's take a moment to answer our trivia question. Please put your answer in the chat. Were you aware that tea is a record-breaking beverage? The Guinness Book of World Records features the largest tea bag. How many pounds does that tea bag weigh? 550 pounds, 730 pounds, 916 pounds, or 1,020 pounds? Please put your answer in the chat. So Vince, what kind of answers do you see in the chat?
Once again, a whole range of answers, Jacqueline. It's a lot of people have a lot of guesses. We're seeing a lot in the 916 range, but we've got lots of guesses all over the board. What's the answer, Jacqueline?
I don't know. No, just kidding. The answer is 550 pounds. That is one large tea bag. The largest tea bag containing Ribea green tea was recorded by Guinness World Records, weighed in at just over 551 pounds and measured 9.8 feet wide by 13 feet high. It could be used to brew over 100,000 cups. Ahmed Mohammed Saleh Bezan and Company, owner of Ribea Tea in Saudi Arabia, set this record in 2014. He was able to break this new world record by manufacturing the tea bag weighing in at 250 kilograms, measuring 4 meters in height and 3 meters in width, enough to prepare an astounding 100,000 cups of tea. The bag recently toured the Saudi cities of Riyadh and Al-Khobar, offering passersby the opportunity to get a close view of the largest tea bag in the world. Now that's a lot of tea. Vince, do you love tea? Would you like to see the record-breaking tea bag?
Well, Jacqueline, I don't know. I think I would love to see it, but I wouldn't want to stand under it.
Good point. Good point. Now, to get us warmed up today, we have 3 poll questions, and we ask you to quickly submit your answers. Our first poll question, have you opened an account on SSA.gov, Social Security Administration.gov. Yes or no? Our second poll question, have you opened in, no, sorry, do you carry your Social Security card on your person? Yes or no? And our, yeah, do you carry your Social Security card on your person? Okay. And then our third poll question. Does the Social Security Administration call you on the phone? Yes or no? Hmm, 95% say no. Okay. Thank you for answering our poll questions. We're going to learn a whole lot more about the answers from our guest speaker today. So you grab your tea, coffee, or other beverage, and let's get to it. We're excited to present what's new with Social Security in 2023. It is my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Charlene Wall. Charlene Wall is a retired kindergarten teacher living in St. Louis, Missouri. She was born in Missouri many years ago when there was an Air Force base in Kirksville, Missouri. Charlene loves to present programs as she learns something new every time she presents, whether it's driver safety, driver tech, or one of the many topics for the Speakers Bureau. She has taught AARP St. Louis exercise classes during the pandemic online on Zoom. She is busy. Charlene is the 2021 State of Missouri's Andrus Award winner, AARP's highest state honor. She is particularly proud of this honor as it also meant a donation was given to one of her favorite charities in St. Louis, LifeWise Senior Companion Program under the umbrella of AmeriCorps. So remember, please put any questions for Charlene in the chat and she will try to answer as many of them as time allows during the question and answer portion of our program. I know we will have a lot of questions today. And for our tradition, to add some spice to her introduction, let's learn a couple of fun facts about Charlene. Charlene and her husband walk 3 miles each morning and have befriended and learned the name of all the furry creatures in their furry neighbors. She is an avid crafter who will live with forever with so many craft projects ahead of her. She has perfected her mother-in-law's recipe for banana bread. So now it's Charlene's famous banana bread. Welcome, Charlene. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me. I do appreciate it. Before I start the slides, just to answer the poll questions, socialsecurity.gov is an important place to start, especially if you're still working. Number 2, you should never carry your Social Security card on you. It's one of the easiest ways for someone to steal your identity. And more than likely, they will not call you on the phone. And if they do, I would ask them to please allow me to call them back so I'd make sure I knew exactly who I was talking to. We'll talk more about that as we go along. Give me a moment, I'll share the screen and we'll get started. Okay, I think I've got the right slide up. Is it the right slide up, everyone? Good, terrific. This session, we're going to talk about a lot of different things. We're going to first start out what Social Security is. We'll talk about full, early, and delayed retirement benefits, how Social Security works if you are still working, family benefits, And finally, we'll spend a few minutes on the future of Social Security, which is really poignant today. Social Security was created in 1935 in the aftermath of the 1929 stock market crash and the Great Depression. It's based on the concept of social insurance, which emphasizes a government role in protecting the economic security of its citizens. Social insurance means that all people contribute something for the common good, share risks, and earn benefits. Social Security ensures that income continues if a worker retires or becomes disabled, and income continues for survivors in the event of a worker's death. Social Security is funded by all of us. Current workers and their employers pay into the Social Security Administration through payroll deductions. There are different benefit programs with different eligibility rules. Social Security includes retirement, survivor, and disability benefits. Our focus today will be on retirement benefits, and we will touch on survivor benefits as well. Social Security is intended to be a foundation or a safety net for retirees. It was never intended to be the only source of income for workers in retirement. But for many of us, or for most of us, we use it as most or all of our income. 61% of people over the age of 65 rely on Social Security for more than half of their income, and 1/3 rely on Social Security for all of their income. Let's take a closer look at Social Security retirement benefits, the benefits you've earned through many years of work that will provide you and possibly your family with a guaranteed monthly income. Just before we move on, let's just take a quick think of this in your mind. How much do you think is the average Social Security retirement benefit? Is it $987 a month, $1,126 a month, or $1,360 a month? If you chose $1,360 a month, you are correct. It is the average monthly Social Security retirement benefit, which adds up to $16,320 per year. Okay, so how do you qualify for Social Security benefits? You or your spouse must have worked for at least 10 years and paid Social Security taxes, which are listed as FICA on your pay stub, to be eligible for retirement benefits under Social Security. FICA stands for the Federal Insurance Contributions Act, and it is a tax paid by employees and employers that funds the Social Security and Medicare. Employers and workers each pay 7.65% to 6.2%. 6.2% is for Social Security, and 1.45% goes toward Medicare. In 2017, the income cap is $127,020. If your salary is more than this amount, you will pay FICA only up to that $127,000. So when is your full retirement age? It's an important date because it will determine when you will receive your full benefits. The full retirement benefit age is gradually increased to the age of 67. You can check the year of your birth in the left column. On the right column tells you when your full retirement age is. For example, if you were born in 1956, your full retirement age is 66 years and 4 months. You can receive your full benefit at your normal or full retirement age, which is based on your first year, your birth year. You get 100% of your benefit at the normal or full retirement age. You may choose to choose your benefit at age 62, but your benefit will be permanently reduced. If you claim at age 62, your benefit will be reduced up to 25% if your full retirement age is 66, or as much as 30% if your full retirement age is age 67. Your monthly benefits will be reduced for the rest of your life and for as long as your survivors claim them. So it's important to consider how this decision will impact you, your family, and not just your own individual benefits. You may also delay your benefit beyond your full retirement age. This increases your benefit by 8% a year up to age 70. It really does pay to wait. Here is a chart that shows how your claim age can impact your benefit. In this example, the person's full benefit is $1,000 per month at their full retirement age of 66, shown in the yellow bar. Any benefits received earlier than that amount, shown in red, are reduced. But any benefits that start after the age of 66, shown in green, are higher. If this person decided to collect benefit at age 62, the monthly benefit would be $750 a month. But if the person waits until age 70, the monthly benefit would be over $1,300 a month. So if you're healthy and can manage it, you should consider waiting until you reach your full retirement age or even age 70. Deciding when to claim is a personal decision that only you can make. Remember, though, the impact of your claiming age isn't just your full retirement benefit. It also affects survivor benefits your spouse will receive if he or she outlives you. When it comes to deciding when to retire and claim those benefits, there's no right age. You will need to consider such things as your health, your savings, expenses, and how the decision can impact your family. While we won't tell you which is the best age for you to claim Social Security, we can help you make an informed decision. And here they are. In 2017, the maximum benefit is $2,667 for a worker retiring at full retirement age or 66. If you don't know how much your benefit will be, there are 3 ways to find out. Go to Social Security website at www.ssa.gov and click on My Social Security to create an account to see your benefits information. I encourage everyone to do that, especially if you are still working, to make sure that your information is correct, your personal information, as well as that time that you have worked, and all the places that you've worked are listed correctly. Number 2, you can call the Social Security Administration at 1-800-772-1213. If you are 60 or over and have not claimed your Social Security benefits and have not set up a My Social Security account online, you will automatically receive an annual Social Security statement in the mail by snail mail. It will come 3 months before your birthday each year. You also can go in person. However, I would encourage you to make sure you make an appointment. You can't just walk into the offices anymore. AARP's Social Security Benefits Counselor is an extremely useful tool. You can find this calculator on www.aarp.org, Social Security Benefits. This calculator estimates your benefit at different claiming ages and even shows you how much your monthly expenses would be covered by Social Security. The calculator offers customized guidance based on your salary, marital status, and age. This calculator gives you a personalized, easy to understand report that you can print out, showing you how much money you would receive at different claiming ages. It's a terrific tool. I encourage everyone to sign up with that as well. Now, let's talk about Social Security and work. This section only applies if you take early Social Security benefits and you continue to work. It does not apply if you are full retirement age or older and continue to work. Before you claim your Social Security benefits, you should know that if you claim and continue to work, you may be subject to what is known as the Social Security earnings limit. If you claim your benefits before your full retirement age, but continue to work, your benefits will be reduced by $1 for every $2 you earn above this earnings limit, which is $6,920 in 2017. It changes every year. So if you claim early, the earnings limit rises to $44,880 in the year you reach full retirement age. Your benefits are reduced by $1 for every $3 you earn above that limit. There are two important things to keep in mind when working and claiming Social Security that most people overlook. If you wait to claim until full retirement age or later, the earnings limit will not apply to you. If you claim your benefit before your full retirement age and keep working, the benefit reduction will be returned to you in the form of higher monthly payments after you reach your full retirement age. The money that is deducted from your benefit is returned to you in the course of your life after your full retirement age. Okay, let's move on to Social Security family benefits. When you start receiving Social Security retirement benefits, some members of the family may also qualify to receive benefits on your record. Okay, with certain requirements, children, spouses, ex-spouses, and survivors receive Social Security benefits on your record. Within your family, each qualified child may receive a monthly amount. It depends on many different factors. If you are currently married, you are eligible for Social Security retirement benefits, your spouse is eligible for benefits based on your work record, even if he or she has never worked at a job where they paid into the system. A spouse can generally receive up to 50% of their partner's full retirement benefits. Collecting a spousal benefit will not cause the primary earner's benefit to be reduced. You can only file for a spousal benefit once your spouse has filed for his or her own benefit. If your spouse claims early, your benefit as a spouse will still be a portion of his or her full benefit. It's important to note that spousal benefits are intended for couples in which one spouse made significantly more than the other did. If both you and your spouse are eligible for Social Security benefits, Social Security will pay you whichever amount is higher, whether your own benefits or your spouse's benefits, but not for both. So if you made about the same amount as your spouse throughout the career, you'll likely claim your own benefit. In the event of a spouse's death, the survivor can collect up to 100% of the benefit they're receiving. If you are an ex-spouse, you have to be married for 10 years. Your ex-spouse receives his or her own Social Security benefit at the age of 62, and you've been divorced for at least 2 years. You yourself have to be at least 62 years old. You are not remarried, and your own retirement benefit is less than your spouse's benefit or your ex-spouse's benefit. In the event of a spouse's death, the survivor can collect up to 100% of the benefit the deceased was receiving or would have received in the future. This will include delayed retirement credits the deceased earned. However, it will also include a reduction if the deceased spouse chose to claim early. Survivor benefits can be claimed as early as 60 years of age 50 if you're disabled, but they will be reduced. They can also be claimed at any age if the survivor is caring for an entitled child. Survivor benefits are only reduced when the survival benefit itself is claimed. In many situations, a surviving spouse can continue collecting on his or her own record to allow the survivor benefit to grow until he or she reaches the full retirement age. The survivor is still subject to the earnings limit that he or she has if she hasn't reached the full retirement age and continues to work. Let's just spend a short moment on talking about how remarrying impacts the survivor benefits. If you remarry before the age of 60, 50 if you're disabled, then you cannot receive survivor benefits while you are married. If you remarry after the age of 60, 50 if you're disabled, then you continue to qualify for benefits on your deceased spouse's record. However, if your current new spouse is a Social Security beneficiary, you may want to apply for the spouse's benefits on his or her record, if that is the amount that's more than your widow or widower's benefit. You will receive a combination of benefits that equals the higher amount. It's awfully important to talk about the future of Social Security. Social Security faces many challenges, among them longer life expectancy. In 1940, a 65-year-old individual was expected to live 12 to 13 more years. Today, it's nearly 20 years. Also, there are fewer workers per beneficiary. The number of workers per beneficiary will decline from 2.8 today to 2.1 in 2036. Finally, we are experiencing a lower birth rate. The birth rate fell from about 25 to 1,000 people at the height of the baby boom, which I think most of us fit into, to less than 14 births per 1,000 today. The bottom line is that Social Security faces challenges, but is not bankrupt. If nothing is done to address the future solvency of Social Security, Social Security will be able to pay full benefits until the year 2034. After that, it would only be able to pay about 75% of the benefits. A 25% benefit cut would have a huge impact on people's lives. At that size of a Social Security cut happened today, it would put 2.6 million more people into a poverty level. And it would mean that people would have to cut back on necessities, including food, utilities, healthcare. We need the leadership of the President and Congress to ignite a conversation so that we can arrive at solutions to keep Social Security whole for current and future beneficiaries. So write letters, make your phone calls to your legislators, telling them you expect the leadership in solving Social Security's funding issues. And the reason why we mention that is AARP is committed to working through and working with legislators and understanding new laws, new systems that are being presented even today, new laws that are being put up to the Senate. We are aware of it. We're not sure of all the information, but do keep up with AARP and they will definitely advocate for us. I include myself with that. So first thing you should do, get online, especially if you're still working, on www.ssa.gov, get an account, make sure your personal information is correct, make sure that you understand how many years you worked, all of your employers are listed correctly. You can call and start this conversation at 1-800-772-1213. That's the Social Security Administration. You can also go in person. There are plenty of offices around the area. But included in that is, of course, AARP.com Social Security calculator is extremely important. You can add many different variables into the complex calculation, and it will help you make the decisions you need for your benefit to make sure you're getting all the benefits that you need and deserve. I have no more. Are there any questions in the chat? I am sure there are, because it is a complicated issue.
Thank you so much, Charlene, for the excellent information you provided so far. We appreciate you helping us understand the new Social Security benefits. So everyone, please put your questions in the chat for Charlene, and I already saw a gazillion questions. So Charlene, I hope you're ready. Vince,
Ready.
what do you see? What questions do you see for Charlene in the chat?
Okay, Charlene, we have a ton of questions. I'm going to start with the ones that first came in. Now, some of these may have already been answered during the presentation, but we'll ask them anyway, so we'll just get them through. Kathy said, just signed up for Social Security effective December 1. Got a letter that I will get my first payment third week of January and every third week of the month thereafter. My husband always gets his on the 1st. Why so late for mine?
The birth date. Your birth date depends on when you will receive your benefit. And I have to admit, my husband's birthday is the 31st of the month and mine is the 30th. So guess what? End of the month. It goes by birth date. That's how they decide that.
Okay, we had one participant say, when I receive Social Security for the month, is that payment for the month I received it, or is it for the prior month?
It's for the prior month, which I know is bizarre.
Okay, Morelio asks, when and what are the requirements for the spouse to start receiving Social Security benefits?
It depends on a lot of different factors. Again, I talked about them a little bit. I would encourage you to get online, both you and your spouse, to have your own account on ssa.gov and find out which benefit is the higher, and then go from there, because both of you can use the higher benefit.
Okay, Claudia asks, I am 61 years old. When do I need to apply for early benefits?
You can apply at any time. That's a decision that you need to make on your own. However, I encourage you again to go back to AARP's Social Security calculator and see if it's right for you. Do you have enough savings? Is your health still wonderful? Do you have enough other benefits that you can survive comfortably? The lifestyle, what is it? The lifestyle you're used to living.
Okay, Joyce asks, how long be married to collect ex-spouse's benefits?
I think it's 10 years.
10 years. Nancy said, how is Medicare connected to Social Security?
Terrific question. And I will be back in October to talk about Medicare. Social Security is your entree into Medicare. When you have Social Security, Medicare will automatically trigger. It leads into Social Security leads into Medicare. So that's how they're connected.
Okay, Kathy asks, can Congress really lower or end Social Security?
Yes, they can. However, we're not going to let that happen. AARP certainly speaks out and advocates for those of us 50 and above, and we ourselves need to advocate as well. Get in touch with your congressman, certainly let them know how you feel about it. I live in the state of Missouri, and we actually do telephone, I don't want to say they're bombs, they're like an e-blast. It's a telephone blast. AARP lets us know, hey, they're getting ready to do something, get in touch with your congressman, and we flood the line with telephone calls. So look for that in your state. I have a feeling they do that as well.
Naomi asks, my husband and I both retired from the city of Los Angeles. We both retired with 15 years of service and we both had the exact income. My husband's Social Security was way higher than mine, yet I have applied for his and have been denied. I would like to know why.
If you were employed with the city, was that correct?
Yes, city of Los Angeles.
I wonder if there is a benefit or a pension plan through the city instead. Teachers have, I can only speak for Missouri, but in the state of Missouri, if you're a teacher, you have your own retirement plan and you cannot apply for Social Security. That may be the issue. I would raise the question. I would ask them to explain it to me in a letter or in person. I know in person is really hard to get an appointment. I'd give them a call or get online with both. If there is a pension service through the city and Social Security, I'd get in touch with both of them and have that answer that question.
Okay, Jeffrey asks, my question is about benefits for other family members. I have a son who should qualify to receive dependent adult child. Do I apply for him with my application, or does he need to make a separate application himself?
You need to apply for him under if he's under 18 or is a student. It comes through the adult beneficiary.
Okay, Michaela asks, could you please explain the taxes paid on one spouse's earnings made before FTA when the couple files jointly? My husband is not working and is taking his Social Security benefits. I am continuing to work. Can you tell us it is his earnings or our joint savings that count against taxes on his Social Security?
It is only his. Yours is separate. If he's getting benefits, he can work only to a certain monetarily amount. Yours does not enter into the conversation unless you are also receiving Social Security benefits.
Okay.
And if I could put in a plug right now, AARP does offer tax aid for individuals, and they can help you work through that process and make sure that's correct as well.
Okay, Vaidinathan asks, how many months before you should apply from the date you want to receive Social Security?
With Medicare, you can apply for 7 months, 3 months before your birthday, your birth month, and 3 months after your birth date. So I would apply, giving yourself, the way things are slow right now, I'd give yourself at least a month or two. It may get better as we come out of the pandemic and people get working again, but I would say at least 2 months. Give yourself 2 months, because yeah, you're going to depend on that money.
Okay, I think you might have answered this question. Kimmy says, does my husband receive my benefit after I pass away, or only the higher amount of either mine or his Social Security?
It's the higher amount.
Lynn
Sorry,
asks,
we're going to miss you though, but still it's a higher amount.
Lynn asks, do your monthly benefit payments continue to your death, whether you live 10 years or 40 years after starting to claim them?
Yes.
Lisa
Short answer,
asks,
yes.
Lisa asks, can you pay towards Medicare only?
Repeat the question.
Can you pay towards Medicare only? I guess she means skipping
No,
Social Security.
no, legally you cannot. The employer has to pay his portion, and so do you. Now, if you are self-employed, you can choose not to pay it. However, you still need that benefit. I would encourage everyone to pay for it. And that's another reason why it's important you get onto Social Security Administration.com, because if you are self-employed, you need to make sure that those quarters that year is paid for, because you will depend on that money.
All right. Sandra asks, so I will not be penalized if I quit working and begin receiving Social Security after I quit?
If you are, it depends on the age. Remember, you can apply early, your full age, or later. If you wait until you're 70 to quit working, actually, I take that back. If you wait until you're 70 to claim, you will make 8% more. Now, here's another thought. I hope I can explain this. You can quit working and not claim Social Security. You can live off your pension or something else until you're 70 to claim Social Security. And that benefit will be 8% every year you withhold applying for it. Did I make that, was that clear as that mud?
I think that makes sense. Yes.
Okay.
Margaret asks, I plan on working until about 68 and have medical through my work. Do I need to sign up for Medicare at 65? My husband took Social Security already, but is still on my medical. Does he need to sign up?
If one spouse is working and can provide medical insurance for the other spouse, you need to apply for Medicare. However, know that Medicare will be secondary. Until that time, you no longer have work-related insurance provided for you.
Okay, and how about her husband?
Her husband, well, if her husband is covered under the spouse that's working, then then Medicare would be secondary. He can apply for it as a secondary. And it's actually a good idea, even though you know the insurance is there, to have that secondary insurance. When we talk about Medicare, we're going to talk about how Medicare isn't you've got to have something else behind Medicare. So hang on to Medicare.
Okay, and Marcia asks, how does WEP affect the spousal benefit option and the 8% per year increase if waiting to retire after full retirement age?
You have to repeat that again. I missed.
How does WEP? I don't know what WEP is.
I'm not sure what that is either.
Okay.
Well, if you have, if one spouse makes more money and waits until they're 70, then that's 8% more you get to benefit for. So if the spouse claims early, then that affects the other spouse's earnings. So you kind of both have to wait. If you're going to wait to 70, you need to give that time. However, the first person that applies windfall I missed that there. Someone explained it. But anyway, you need, if you both need to wait for 70, you'll both be able to get the 8% more. It's more of a benefit.
Okay. Carol asked, does my ex-spouse know if I claim for their benefits?
Yes and no. I have a friend who actually applied, and the only reason they'll know is if they apply after the ex-spouse has applied. The Social Security Administration is not required to tell you that they have applied. So I hope you have good relations with that ex-spouse, and they would tell you about it, because it does affect what you will receive, especially after 10 years of marriage.
Okay, Margie asks, what if the deceased was not retirement age? So I guess this is a spousal thing.
I'm really not sure. If they're not claiming Social Security, I'm quite honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that would enter into anything.
Okay. Tara asks, if I meet all the criteria and qualifications as an ex-spouse, but my income is higher, would I receive any of his Social Security?
I think you would, however, use that calculator and find out the question of how much you will receive with this benefit or without this benefit. That calculator has so many variables that you can plug in, and it will give you those answers, quite honestly, much easier than the Social Security Administration.
Okay, Linda asks, please repeat the max amount you can collect at 66.
At 66, it depends on what you made. It isn't just like $1,000 or everybody gets $1,500. It depends on how much you put into the system. Again, get that calculator out, the AARP calculator, and get on SSA.com. They will tell you what your amount is. It isn't the blanket set amount.
That's ssa.gov, right? Gov?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sally asks, are we taxed? And if so, what's the income threshold?
This year, I'm not sure. In 2017, it was $120,200.
Okay.
You'd pay until that amount.
What happens if my ex-spouse never files for Social Security benefits? We had a 25-year marriage before the divorce, but he got very rich afterwards, says he doesn't need Social Security benefits. Can I still apply for ex-spouse benefits?
I'm not sure you can. If they don't apply, I'm not sure. I don't think so. Again, I hope you have this good relationship that you can discuss this, because what they can also do is the person can apply and then put money aside until 70 or 72.
Okay. Sharon asks, is Social Security taxable income when you reach full retirement age and still working?
Yes and no. It depends on how much money you make when you're working. If you make higher than the threshold, which changes every year, you will pay taxes on that amount. So yes and no.
Okay, unfortunately, we are almost out of time, so I can only ask you a couple more questions here. I apologize to anybody whose questions we didn't get to. Jerry asks, what changes were made for Social Security in 2023?
That's a good question. And if you notice, we did get I'm part of that group. We did get a raise of 3.2%, I believe. Medicare, the price of Medicare also dropped a little bit. Again, as far as for individual benefits, it depends on what you paid into the system. However, please note that in today's news, the US Congress is looking at Social Security. They're looking at that amount. So please get in touch with your congressman and stay informed of the new developments that just have come up recently.
All right, well, unfortunately, we are out of time for the Q&A session. Looks like I had about 76 messages that we didn't get to.
That really shows how complicated this issue is. It's a terribly complicated issue.
Okay, Jacqueline, back to you.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Charlene. That was so much good information. And I know we could go on probably for the next 4 or 5 hours answering questions. Thank you so much for the information you provided. So in closing out, and before we close out, we'd like to take a quick pulse with a poll. Let us know today if today's program has helped you to better understand Social Security. Okay. It looks like over 85–90% have gained a better understanding of Social Security. 37%, I understand why it's helpful to open an account with SSA, which is really good. And we also have better understanding of the new changes. So I think the good news is over 85% have gained more knowledge and better understanding of Social Security. So that's always good. All right. Okay, I understand why it's helpful. So thank each of you for participating in the poll. And if you would be so kind to help us improve our program by taking a short survey and tell us what you liked and what you think we could improve on. So our upcoming events will consider the financial climate for 2023 in our quarterly Piggy Bank Essentials with Martin on Thursday, January 26, 2023 at 9 a.m. Pacific time. How does the current financial climate affect you? What do you need to know? What are the top areas of consumer spending that have been affected? This quarterly series will help you to understand how you can explore your choices and how you can work to become more financially resilient. Our next Tea and Coffee Tuesday monthly meeting is Tuesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day at 9 a.m. Pacific time. We hope you'll join us. So again, a big thank you to everyone, to our guest, Charlene Wall from the AARP Speakers Bureau, giving us a ton of information and opening up more questions probably, but we look forward to having you back again. We'd like to thank our moderator, Vince King. We really appreciate your help. Our production crew, our tech specialists, Vince King and Connie Moore. Of course, our AARP staff and all of you. Again, I'm Jacqueline Cole, your host. Thank you for joining us today. Happy New Year. And please remember to fill out the survey link because that's how we get better. This concludes our program. You may now log off from Zoom. And we look forward to seeing you next month, February 14th.